The Aghoris. Whenever we think of them, an image appears of sadhus at the Kumbh Mela, with their naked bodies covered with cremation ash and long unkempt hair. One cannot lose their gaze even from a distance. As you approach them, your curiosity may soon start giving you mixed signals. Their lives are mystic but also secretive. In this video, let's take a look at who are the Aghoris, their origins, their beliefs and rituals, and what can we learn from this dark sect. One myth we want to bust today is that most of the sadhus performing bizarre acts at the Kumbh Mela are actually Naga Sadhus. The Aghoris do not wish to publicize their lifestyle and hence are not found in large numbers in the Kumbh Mela. The origin of the Aghori sect, just like their lifestyle, is shrouded in mystery. Hence an exact date of their origin is difficult to point out. The most popular Aghori in history is Keena Ram, who reportedly died at the age of 150 years in the middle of the 18th century. The Aghoris follow shaivism and are an offshoot of an ancient sect called Kapalika. The word Aghori literally translates to not fearful. Their extreme practices, beliefs and doctrines often alienate them from mainstream Hinduism. They engage in post-mortem rituals. They often dwell in cremation grounds, smear cremation ashes on their bodies and use bones from human corpses for crafting jewelry, and use a human skull called a kapala as an utensil. The journey of an Aghori isn't confined to giving up on material comforts and roaming the cremation grounds. One has to find a guru and be his disciple for 11 years. A true Aghori has to give up his name, even the identification as a male, female or transgender, and gradually give up every social and cultural label attached to their life. This is the initiation into the sect of Aghori tradition. The Aghoris practice the tantric form of Hinduism and hence consider the Hindu deity Dattatreya to be the founding Adi Guru of the Aghori tradition. They are completely dedicated to Bhairava, a fierce manifestation of the Hindu supergod Lord Shiva, and believe that Shiva is synonymous with perfection. The Aghoris shun all types of material objects, considering them to be completely useless. For this very reason, they do not adorn clothes, inhabit cremation grounds, often eat and drink fecal matter and urine. They also consume flesh from dead bodies and do not allow any delusions of the material world to influence their way of living. Their ultimate aim is to achieve moksha or salvation from the continuous cycle of death and rebirth. They consider the body to be transitory in nature, perceiving it as only a mass of flesh and blood which does not deserve any physical comfort. The Aghoris also worship the goddess Kali and her various manifestations, who they believe, if pleased by their worship rituals, will bestow supernatural powers on them. Since the Aghoris consider that everything in this world is perfect because Shiva is perfect, and hence Shiva resides everywhere and in every being, there is nothing called good and bad, there are no opposites, and that all of that we perceive in the world is nothing but an illusion. Thus they become indifferent to everything, transcend taboo and stop distinguishing between what is considered to be conventional and non-conventional, or pure and impure. It is well known that the Aghoris of Varanasi in India collect the dead and decaying bodies of humans that are floating on the holy Ganga and use these bodies for various purposes. They may feed on the flesh obtained from these bodies, use the bodies as altars for performing their rituals, use the skulls as a container to drink alcohol from, or fashion ornaments from the bones of the dead which are then worn by them. They also are regular consumers of marijuana and deny doing so for pleasure. Instead, they claim to do so for attaining a higher state of mind that allows them to concentrate on their highly strenuous religious practices. Even though they are defamed for their habit of practicing cannibalism, they have a strong policy of not disturbing anybody in their pursuit, and hence are generally peace-loving. They only consume flesh from dead bodies. In context of our regular tamed human lives, this statement is still abhorrent to hear, but in their logic of challenging the concept of disgust, all these acts are a part of their path to salvation. In all of Indian tradition of path to salvation, Aghori way of life is said to be a faster way to enlightenment, but is also considered the tougher way. Some sections of the Hindu population of India, especially those inhabiting rural areas, also associate the Aghori sadhus with mystic supernatural powers, and thus seek their help in matters bothering them. The Aghoris claim that they are able to transfer ailments from their patients' bodies into their own body, from where they expel the disease by the use of magic. They consider that by performing such a generous act, they please their superior lord, Lord Shiva, who then bestows them with greater power. According to Aghoris, every baby born in this world, irrespective of its sex, religion or nationality, is an Aghori and is oblivious to the concept of good and bad. The societal structure corrupts them to develop emotions like anger, disgust, materialism, etc. etc. This argument holds good when you think of kind of things we had considered as moral in our history books. Child marriage, racism, slavery were all acceptable human traits but are now considered as disgusting practices. So maybe the Aghoris are right. Everything in this world is perfect. It is us humans who have corrupted and limited our own abilities. And maybe we all are Aghoris deep down inside.